Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hassan Adil. Today we discuss some C++ program from the book and by using dev C++. These all programs are simple and easy. We use simple rules and thinking. So we have our first program in which we want to find square root of any number and also find the given number remainder. Here you see the syntax. In start we use include as a stream, and it is important to add a math.h for the mathematical problems. So we declare the x, that where we want to save the number. Then we enter get the number from the user, and then we want output of square root of any given number. We use the formula square root x, and here the and l means that the lines end here and goes to next line. So last for remainder we divide x by 2, and last it is very important to write return 0. So our program does not give an error. After that we run this program by using a F11 key. Here we get the output. We enter the number 9, and the square of the root of this number is 7, and after we solve 7, for remainder 49 is divided by 7, and we get the remainder 1. So this program take 2.181 seconds to return to value 0. So our next program is find factorial of any given number with the user give us. Here you see the syntax. So as I tell you that using math.h is important for math problem. So let's begin. We declare the factorial n. So here is important that we use if else also in it, that if the n is equal to 0 or n is equal to 1, then the program returns to 1. It means else if return to 1, then return n multiply factorial n minus 1. After this, we then declare the num int name, that we want the number from the user. So we use cout, that enter a number to find its factorial. C in num, what is num? The user gives the number, that is the num. Here we also use if else. If num is less than 0, then factorial is not defined for negative numbers. Here we also use nl, means that after this, this line terminates and the other statement starts from the new line. So we use else, and int result is equal to factorial multiplied by num. So we see out that factorial of num is result. We have in top we get the result. Here the last return 0 is very important to write. So we run this program and you get this output. As the user entered the number 5 to find it factorial of 5, so that we write the program that factorial. It works like this, that 5 multiplied by 4 and 4 multiplied by 3, 3 multiplied by 2, and that all multiply and the sum is 120. That's how the factorial work for a given number. And the program take 4.983 seconds to turn the value 0. Now our next program is to find the table of any number by which the user gives the number and program gives the table of that number. Here you see the syntax, that we use the same syntax as I used in the first program. Here you see that we first use a hash include isostream, and then hash include math.h. Math for math problems we use math.h, and name standard name using namespace standard. We declare the integer type number, then we want to see out that they use what the number user entered. And here is the important formula, that if for that number I is equal to 1 and I should less than or equal to 10, we want to find table up to 10. If we want table up to 20, 40, 50, so on, we just change this 10 to this number. And I++ means that to increment that number we get in every answer, which means if first we get 1, then it increment 1, that we second we get 2, and the last is cout number. It is the method that how should the our table displayed that first the number should have, then the asterisk sign, multiplication sign, then that number which multiplied and then equal, and the last the answer example that 7 into 1 is equal to 7, 7 into 2 is equal to 14, and at last it is important to write return 0 so that our programs end properly. Here we get the output of this number. The user entered 7, so up to 10 the table of 7 is here. You see this all the process executed after 2.981 second with return value 0. It's very easy to find table, and also we can find it from printf and scanf. There's an old method, but we now use the cout and cin method. Our next program is that active and direct indirect speech. In simple we say just, but not like that. Here we have statement that first we should first a person say ask are you all right, and we want display the he replied we want her display in the output of these questions. Here we see we use cout. Here we don't want to declare any integer because there is not a number to calculate, so we just enter cout and the statement we given, and last we use and l so that this line ends and other line will go at the next line. It's easy. Here we get the output that she asked, are you alright? He replied, yes, I'm fine. It's just simple for practice only. Our next program is to find that this number is even or odd. So here we use that include isostream, include mat.h. In this program we want to declare the integer num, so that we declare the num, so we save the number in num. Here we want the number from the user, and you also want to know that what is odd is the number which is not divided by 2, so like that. In this program we also use if else, that if num is divided by 2, equals to 0, so it is even number. If else it is not 12 by 2, then it is odd number. And at the last we turn to 0. It's important, you know. So here the user entered the number 7. After the calculation, the number 7 is odd. Our next program is that we get two numbers, that x and y, and after in output we swipe these number with each other, that the value of x is equal to value of y and the value of y is equal to value of x. Here we see that we're using as usual, we're using math.h. Declare the integers x, y, a and b. First we enter num1, which is saved in x, and num2, which is saved in y. So we say that simple trick, that we say that b is equal to y and a is equal to x. So we use the num1 is b, we say, and num2 is a. So when our system at the last return to 0, so now see the output what we get. After saving this program, we press F11. So we get the output. Here we see that the user entered num1 is equal to 5 and num2 is equal to 6. After swiping each other, num1 is equal to 6 and num2 is equal to 5, as I said earlier. It's simple program but important. So we just use a simple trick in it. Our next program is to get the first name from the user, the last name from the user, his age and weight. So we see there is one thing new, that we use string here for first and second name, last name, and double weight, double. We discuss these on next video. So same as the earlier programs, people using C out and C in. There is nothing such as difficult. You just know that the use of and L is important for good representation. Here we get the output. Pressing F11 key, we just see that I entered first name Hassan, last name Adil, and age 18, and weight 60, and then press enter. It displays in a very good manner that name Hassan Adil, age 18, weight 60. Good representation here. So that's for all this video. Inshallah we will continue in the next video. Allah Hafiz.